couple of questions just about Marquis, Chris, and then a couple of questions about Sims.
Okay.
So first of all, this summer, have you decided who's going to coach the two teams?
We think Nate Bjork is going to be the head coach.
Just like last year?
Yeah.
Okay. And joining the team, I think Alex Lenz aged out and Archie's aged out, so they're not going to be there. When I asked about Devin Booker, you're not quite sure.
Yeah.
TJ is not healthy.
No, TJ is getting healthier, but we don't want to push him to the point if he's not 100%. So we're going to hold him out of summer league. Devin is going to be around the team. He's going to practice with the team. He may play some. I doubt he plays all the games, but we're still trying to figure that out. I think I said it last night, but especially now that we have Tyler, and because the kid's a hooper and loves to play basketball, he's going to want to play. But especially, especially with USA basketball coming right on the heels of that, with him being on the select team and practicing and playing against the Olympic team before they go to Rio, we also want to make sure he's ready for that and doesn't get burnt out. As good as summer league is, we think you can't get a better experience for a young guy than playing in the USA basketball program.
Is there any chance at all, because of all the guys not going to go to Rio, that some of the guys on the select team will go?
I don't know that. My guess would be not. I think they've already filled 10 slots, and they can only take 12. So what I was told is, Vegas isn't going to be a tryout. I think they're just going to name the 12-man team and then go up there and practice against the select team.
So I'm not asking this in any way negative. I'm just asking, just generally, did you have any kind of concerns drafting Tyler as Dalton's really close friend, just in case Tyler isn't really cut out for the NBA? Could there possibly be any function there?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously we evaluate each player individually. We view those relationships as a positive. And we look at it the opposite way, I think, Dave. We think those two guys, as much as they love to play and as much as they enjoy being around each other, will drive each other, to the gym, will drive each other to work, they'll push each other on the court like they did at Kentucky. So we view the relationship as a positive. Obviously, their careers are separate, but we had no concerns about that. I think more than anything, because of their character and their work ethic and the program they come from in Kentucky, we know that Tyler Ulis is prepared for what he's getting into. And he's obviously small, but he's produced at every level of the way so far. So we're excited to see what he can do at the NBA level.
Okay. I got a couple questions about Marquis, Chris.
Sure.
So, as a GM and as a guy who's evaluating, back in November, Marquis Chris wasn't even on people's radar, and now all of a sudden he's on everybody's top 10 list. How scary is that as a GM? Because you're setting yourself up going, hey, this could make or break the whole draft. And of course, you got both Bender and Chris, so that's awesome to figure that out. But if you had just gone, how close were you to just taking Chris and maybe not taking Chris?
Yeah, we were comfortable with Marquis, obviously at 4. It was a really tough call between him and Dragan. It was kind of a split camp on our side because we all like both of them. I guess what went into our final calculation is that we thought there was a chance we could get back in and get Marquis. We thought there was a better chance we could get back into the draft in the mid-lottery and get Marquis. We thought Dragon's floor, so to speak, was a little bit higher. But one of the teams behind us in particular, we thought we'd just take him if he was there ahead of the as far as Marquis's lack of experience, I think even if you watch him at the beginning of last year, yes, he had a ways to go. You watched him in the middle last year, he was better than he was at the beginning. You watched him at the end of last year, he cut down on his fouls, and he was more consistent producing, and he made some spectacular plays that, frankly, only a handful of guys in the NBA can make with some of the highlight reel blocks and the shooting. We think he's kind of the prototypical power forward for the NBA in terms of athleticism, shooting ability to move with guards laterally. Obviously, he's raw, he's inexperienced, but there's a lot to work with there, and we're excited about his potential.
Okay. And I kind of asked this question last night. Last question for you, I'll let you go. I know you have a grand plan for the year. Last night might have changed it a little bit, might not have, but are you more leaning toward it's okay to have a slower progression back to the playoffs than you were yesterday morning, or has nothing changed?
It's a good question. I don't want to set unrealistic expectations for our team or set us up, so to speak. So we want to make the playoffs as quickly as possible. I think next year, my guess is that externally expectations will be low. As you know, externally 3 years ago expectations were extremely low, and we won 48 games. So We like our young talent. We think, we're a 23-win team last year. Obviously, it was a disappointing season. I think a lot of the reasons for that were some of the injuries we had to Eric Bledsoe and T.J. Warren and Brandon Knight. So just by virtue of getting those guys back healthy, we think we'll be better. And then adding these guys in, who knows? But we're excited to see what we can do. I mentioned it last night. I think we can use what Portland did this year maybe as a blueprint, where they were picked to finish 14th or 15th in the West. I'm not saying we will be that. I don't know where we'll be picked, but we kind of embrace the underdog rule.
It's better to start low and then.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the age of our team. I think internally we're realistic about the expectations. We're also excited about what these guys can do because they're talented young guys, and like you saw last year with Devin Booker, some guys just figure it out quicker than others, and then all of a sudden you have something special.
Thanks a lot.
All right, man.